I'm trying so hard right now to hold myself together because I'm sure I'm not the only one feeling this way after watching that United versus Leeds. You would think a 24-day break would have been the best thing to happen to Manchester United, but I think it's the worst thing to happen to Manchester United because that performance out there today was just abysmal. Honestly, individual mistakes, collective errors, you name it, you know, the list is endless. Basically, the list is endless on the kind of issues that we faced today against Leeds because, man, what the actual hell was going on that pitch? What in the living... Oh... I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words, and I'm really disappointed because right from the onset of the game, you could just tell that something was a little bit off because the way Leeds were just, you know, dominating every ball, you know, every second ball they have. The first balls was theirs, the second ball was theirs. Like, we've waited for so long. We've waited for so long for another Manchester United game. We've waited, like Manchester United fans, we were sick and tired of waiting 24 days. If you've noticed on my channel, there was nothing, you know, for a 10-day period because it was just, you know, frustrating to see other teams play on, you know, the FA Cup, you know, and the Champions Leagues, and nothing for Manchester United fans. I mean, I could try to keep up with the games, but only, you know, to pass time and wait for this moment. But then the moment came and we blew it. We blew the opportunity to, you know, even go further up on the table by securing 3 more points, at least staying, you know, few more points clear of the 4th place, and instilling our dominance on that 3rd position on the Premier League table. But man, this was a shocking performance, man. By the way, if you have not subscribed yet, of course, you know what to do. I mean, the button is down there and it's free. You know, support my channel, please, because listen, we've had a terrible day. The only thing that will probably make me happy right now is to see some more likes, some more engagement, and some more follows and some more subscribers on my channel because, yeah, you know, it helps out a lot. It was a shocking performance. It was a shocking performance. I mean, there's nothing else. I don't even think there is any positive to bring out of that game except for, you know, the incredible saves that Lammens made throughout the game. Because listen, it could have been worse. It could have been way worse. We ended the game 2-1 to Leeds, but it could have been 4. It could have been 5 because the defending was terrible. You know, first game back for Lisandro Martinez, and you know, he had some sparks of, you know, good energy, and it almost felt like, okay, in the first few minutes I was feeling like, okay, I'm not really missing Maguire much, but man, you know, after the first goal went in and with the bullying that Calvert-Lewin did on Lenne Yoro, that was pure bullying, and I actually don't even know how that goal stood because he had a physical contact on Lenne Yoro and no contact on the ball at all. The ball just skimmed right over him, and you know, Okafor put the ball at the back of the net, giving them the lead in the game. And honestly, I really don't know how that goal stood because that should have been a free kick. That should have been checked by VAR at least a couple of more times, and you know, call the refs to make the decision because, you know, contact on Lenne Yoro was made in the box and the first goal stood. Literally after that goal, I was like, okay, this is gonna be one of them days that we will just hope, you know, to take a point out of this game because the energy in the game, you know, was clear. The energy in the game was clear that we are going to struggle in that game right from the onset. I think Ugarte did some really good things in the game. I didn't really miss Kobe Mainoo much today because, you know, from the onset, I think his performance was okay. Senne Lammens again, the bright spark in the game, and who else had a good game? I think just those two. I mean, Bruno Fernandes was off his game today because he was just moaning and complaining everywhere on the pitch. I think it was also partly his fault, the second goal, because, you know, after that tackle, I can understand, you know, he won the ref's attention, but, you know, remaining on the floor, and then the game continued for a good bit towards the end of the second goal. Man, I think he could have, you know, got up on his feet and, you know, challenged the ref a little bit later and try to get on with the game and at least get involved, because I think we were missing a man in that build up to that second goal for Leeds. But I'm gonna rate Bruno Fernandes a 5 in this game. It was just an average day for him, you know. I mean, man, I don't know. I really don't know. Listen, I don't even care because I think he had an abysmal day today in the office. Of course, he tried to do his magic, but it didn't work out today. I'm not gonna lie. And we started Shesko up front. Finally, starting a game, I thought to myself, this is an opportunity for Shesko, to make his mark as the right number 9 for Manchester United going forward. But man, today I kept getting this energy that Shesko is like a viper without a venom. I don't know how to put it. Like, if you see a snake, right, a viper, and first of all, you'll be scared to shit that, man, if this thing, get a hold of me, I'm gone. I'm a goner, right? But it has no venom, so even if it get a hold of you, you're safe. That's basically how I saw how Shesko was today, because his presence was there, physical presence was there, but there was just no venom about him today, and it felt like something was really, really, really missing. And I think what was missing was the energy that Mbeumo offers United up front when he plays instead of Shesko. And that was exactly what was missing, because when Mbeumo came in, you could see the energy was different, but I then felt like he was playing in the wrong position, even though the position he played, Mbeumo, was his actual position and not number 9. So I think we have a lot of work to do over the summer, recruiting more players, because we don't only need a forward, we don't only need a midfield, we also need a defender. So yeah, there's a lot of work to do. Can I blame Carrick for the lineup today? I don't think so, because we also have quite a number of injury lists. Man. But come on, man. The red card to Lisandro Martinez. The red card. Oh, man. Everything was against United today. Listen, we had no luck whatsoever in this game, because that also, for me, I didn't think was a red card, but the ref awarded it anyways. I don't know what he was saying. He went there staring at the VAR for a good 5 minutes, and awarded the red card for absolutely basically nothing, honestly, because he wasn't even looking or aiming for Calvert-Lewin's hair. He was not aiming for it, and his hand just sort of caught it, and it might as well be the shirt on Calvert-Lewin, so man, it was a terrible day at the office. Everything was against Manchester United today, and I don't want to really point fingers at Paul Tierney, but I think Paul Tierney as well, he had a terrible day at the office today. I'm not going to lie, he had an absolutely abysmal day at the office today. Wrong decisions left and right. We also have a linesman who didn't know the rules of engagement, because that nudge of Amad Diallo, to win the ball in a very, very crucial position for us to, at least attempt a shot on goal, that was waved against Amad Diallo. What was that? Honestly, a little man against a huge defender, and shoulder to shoulder, and he won the game. But somehow the linesman waved the flag, and I'm like, man, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Everything, all the omen of this day was against Manchester United, and I have to say, because it was very painful to watch. It was a painful game to watch, honestly. And 24 days of waiting, and then to be served this on a platter. It's crazy, man. It's really crazy. I'm not even happy at all, and I think my whole week is kind of ruined now, because we have to wait until then the next game and over the weekend. So 24 days of waiting. We had a lot of time. Some players were on international duties. They really did well on international duties. Then they came back and to be served this on a platter. Like, oh, it was just a terrible day. It was a terrible day today at the office. And I think my energy is gone, because God, what a day. What a day. This is a terrible day. Terrible game. That's all I got to react on today. Of course, as always, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps out a lot, as already mentioned. And of course, we look forward to the next game. It's gonna be Chelsea against United, I believe. And it's not going to be a straightforward day against Chelsea because, of course, coming from the back-to-back defeats, they would also look to bounce back, and it would be very shameful if they do that on Manchester United this weekend. So, but let's see. Till next time, enjoy the rest of your week. At least try to enjoy the rest of your week, because for me, I think my week is defined already.